Time for sound design. Today I will create a patch from scratch. I will start with the initialize settings on a synthesizer and create a sound and save it as an instrument for later. So I'm going to use analog in Ableton. It's the emulation of an analog synthesizer with all the different features a typical analog synthesizer has. And I'm going to use this to create a sound. So the initialize patch sounds like this. So I'll first start with the oscillator, change it to a sine. And the second oscillator, change it to noise. Lower the volume a bit. The amp, let's increase the release. And the attack as well. Lower the noise even more. Let's see, the filter, maybe use the put some resonance, not too much. So I use the envelope of the filter to open the filter basically with the envelope setting here. And maybe use the pitch setting envelope on the first oscillator to create a more interesting sound. So only oscillator 1 sounds like this now. So it has a little loop. Oscillator 2 sounds like this. So it's a short noise burst basically. Now this is pretty nice. I make it mono. And then it's time for effects. So first a delay. So now I'm going to group all these devices and instruments together into an instrument rack so I can assign macro parameters for this preset. So that looks like this, group. One of the things I want to assign a macro is the second oscillator. So the first one is to make it on off. So noise on off. So now I can have the clean sound or the one with noise. And the second one, I want to control the volume as well of the noise oscillator. Level. And I want to set the range to maximum 0. So now when I turn it on, put it on -20 by default. To make it even more interesting, I'm going to add a little bit of distortion or overdrive. We do drive at 50. And then also assign 2 macros for this. So the first one is the dry wet. I'll say at least 50 to 100%. That's the overdrive dry wet. And the second one is the amount of gain of the overdrive. The amount of gain of the overdrive, and I'm gonna set the range to yeah, 0 to 100, that's fine. So now with the minimum settings there is a little bit of overdrive, but it's barely visible, hearable, audible. And then a reverb, maybe the hybrid reverb. And also assign a macro, the dry wet. So at 0 it's completely off the reverb. So it sounds noisy, there's delay, there's reverb on it. Let's save this in preset as analog, or yeah, analog filter envelope noise. Not a very catchy name, but it's more descriptive. All right, let's put in some notes to create something. Just to demonstrate the use of this. So that's kind of weird. If you play it at lower velocities, it's nice that it's more subtle. So this is quite an interesting loop, actually. And just to compare what we started with, so let me load a new instance of analog. This is the init patch, which is just a sawtooth, 2 oscillators. And now we have this. So this is example 1. That's it for today, a small sound design session where I created a patch from scratch using Ableton's analog synth. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next one.